Okay, good evening, everyone. The ones who are watching in YouTube also, good evening, and good evening to the 7 students present here. I'm sorry, 6 students present here from Sri Satya Sai School, Chennai. So today we are going to have a revision session on mathematics. And as you all know, in the channel Vidyadan, for past 1 week, revision sessions has been going on for grade 10. Hope you all are watching. So let's start the session for today, and the topic for today is going to be chapter 9 of NCERT textbook, which is some applications of trigonometry. Okay. So one thing is you have already learned the basics of trigonometry, but now the difference is going to be obviously situational based question or real life based question. But then one more additional task for you is first it was objective type questions, right? And this time it's going to be descriptive. So we need to work upon that as well. So that's what we are going to learn in today's session. Let's start. Just show me a thumbs up if my PPT is visible to everyone. Okay, thank you, Kirtana, for confirming. So yes, some applications of trigonometry by myself, yes, Harinee, MSc B.Ed Mathematics from Coimbatore, along with Vidyadan. Thank you for the opportunity. So first, I wanted to just start with some facts which are related to trigonometry, but let's see how. But before that, can anyone identify at least one of these? I guess at least one everybody would be able to identify, right? I mean, I have already put the name, but if you already know, do you already know any one of these? Yeah, unmute and speak.
The Mount Everest.
The Mount Everest. What's special about it?
It is the highest peak in this world, ma'am.
Very good. Tallest peak in the world. Okay. Any other 3 pictures has anyone already looked at? No. The first one, interestingly, actually today is when I found all the other 3 as well. So the first one, Olympus Mons, which is the tallest mountain in the solar system. Interesting, right? And the below one is Lambert Glacier, which is the tallest glacier in Antarctica. And Denmark Strait Cataract is a waterfalls below sea level, and that's the tallest below sea level waterfall present in Earth. So how do you think such big numbers like 72,000 feet, 29,000 feet, 11,000 feet, and 72,000 feet in space, how do they find all these? Just have a discussion, children.
With trigonometry, no?
With trigonometry, fine, obviously, because today's chapter is trigonometry. But how do you think?
With the help of right angle triangles, ma'am.
With the help of right angle triangle. Okay, how does this make a right angle triangle? Because I don't see right angle triangle evident in any of the pictures. How does this work? Suppose instead of the mountain, you are standing, right? Fine, on the level ground, let's say. So how does that right angle triangle work over there? Which is which side? Just say, even if you're wrong, it's not an issue at all. You're just having a discussion.
Ma'am, from the observer's eye to the point of the mountain will be the hypotenuse.
Very good. Point on the mountain, stop, right? From the observer, point on the mountain, stop is going to be the hypotenuse, whereas the height, actual altitude of the mountain is going to be the opposite side when you consider your line of sight as the angle of elevation, and the ground level is going to be the adjacent side, right? Do you all agree? Fine, but there has to be some kind of instrument which measures this angle. right? Because we can't measure the angle as such, like we measure smaller lens with tape. What is used to measure these angles? Given a chance, I guess you people would have made a small project in it. No, don't remember. It's okay. What is the basic instrument in your geometry box which measures angle? Protractor. Correct, right? Along using that protractor, there is an instrument made. Okay, let me see if you remember when I show this picture. Does anyone remember? At least seeing this picture in your textbook? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
this
not
is
in the
called as a
textbook, ma'am.
smaller version of it. Using a protractor that we make is called as a clinometer, whereas the bigger version of it is called as a theodolite. And have you seen a person standing like this in the second picture in roads and all, while road works are going
Yes,
on?
ma'am.
Right, that is to see whether the level is correct or not, whether the level, horizontal level, has been maintained or not. This instrument is used for measuring horizontal and vertical angles, locating points on a line and finding the difference in the level. So this is very basic concept of how we measure angle and how we are using it to find such heights. Then I wanted to show you the actual application. So what do you see at the right, the second picture, top second picture?
What a slice.
Water
Right,
slide.
Slide, ma'am.
right, everybody must have seen in theme park. So how do they exactly place it? What is the height it should be so that when you land, you will land safely? All of these comes under trigonometry. Do you agree? The slant height, the angle in which you need to fall so that it will be safe for you. Okay, and this picture, does anyone, I don't know whether you have watched that movie or not, which uses submarine. Has anyone watched this movie?
Yes, ma'am.
Which one is it?
Is it Ghazi attack, ma'am?
Yes, correct. The Ghazi attack one. So that also, when they throw the, when they point the weapon towards the enemy, that also they have to calculate the angle. And when we talk about real life situation, one particular thing you should remember is there are many other factors involved. Like when we take the submarine, there is like force of water is involved. And when we take the water slide, the force of water, in that case also force of water is involved. So many other situations. And when a flight is landing, when a flight has to land, at which angle it has to land so that it will be safe, and what is the distance that it needs to cover, and take off also same way. But there are many other factors involved, like some other flight which is crossing the same path. Everything is involved when we take in real life. But for you people, we are just going for the basic, which involves your line of sight, angle of elevation, angle of depression, and the object which you're watching and yourself. Okay. So now moving on to the three terms which is very important for this chapter. One is line of sight, angle of elevation, and angle of depression. Okay. So when we say angle of elevation, where do you all look? Just look and show me. I can see you all. Okay. Great. Fine. When I say angle of depression, that's all you need to know. And the way you're watching, where your eye goes till the object, that connecting line to the eye to the object, that connecting line is called as line of sight. Okay. But where is this horizontal line? What does this horizontal line represent? Yes, Vishal?
The straight line where we're looking, ma'am.
Yeah, the one which is parallel to the ground. Okay, the one where you are looking straight 180 degree, and from that base level to up is your angle of elevation. From that base level to down is your angle of depression. Is this all clear, thorough? Okay, let's move forward. So two of the basic things that you need to know from your previous chapter, Introduction to Trigonometry. One is, can anyone expand the SOHCAHTOA quickly? Any idea what the SOHCAHTOA is? Let's
Yes,
see who finds.
ma'am.
What is it?
Sine which is equal to opposite by hypotenuse.
Very good.
Cos which is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse, and tan is equal to opposite by adjacent.
Very good. So these are the three basic trigonometric ratios that we need. And these ratios involve, we need to include the theta. The angles are also involved in it. So along with the trigonometric ratios, the angle, two of the sides, pair of two sides are combined with each other to make these ratios. So if in a right angle triangle, we have three sides, how many such combinations can we make? How many ratios are there? Pairs of 2, 2. How many ratios do we have? Opposite by adjacent, adjacent by opposite. Opposite by hypotenuse, hypotenuse by opposite. Adjacent by hypotenuse, hypotenuse by adjacent. So totally 6, right? And the other ones are just inverse of this. The inverse of sine is cosecant. The inverse of cos is secant. And the inverse of tan is cot. But for now in this chapter, we are going to completely use only sine, cos and tan. By now, you all would have known that. And let us get clear with opposite and adjacent as well. The hypotenuse side is always fixed. It doesn't change. It is opposite to the right angle. Whereas according to your angle of elevation or angle of depression, reference angle we say, according to the reference angle, we fix the opposite side or the adjacent side. Adjacent side is the neighboring side. Next, coming to trigonometric angles, this also you must remember. How do you remember it easily? Does anyone have any idea? How do you remember these specific angles easily, children? You can share your thoughts. How did you memorize it? Okay, can you tell quickly what is sine 0, sine 30, sine 45, sine 60 and 90?
0.
Mm.
1 by 2.
1 by 2.
Mm.
1 by
1
root,
by root 2.
root 3 by 2,
Root 3 by
1.
So how did you remember? Do you know the trick or shall I share the trick with you people? Okay, what
We know.
you know the trick. What is it? Is it by 0, 1 and in between half? In between 0 and half, you can write 1 by 4. In between 1 by 2 and 1, you can write 3 by 4. This is everybody knows, right? Quarter, half, 3 quarters and 1. Then you take square root on all of them to get the actual values. 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by root 4 is 2, and root 1 is 1. And then just the reverse of it is going to be your cos from right to left. So 1, root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2, 0. And how do you find tan? How is tan?
Sine divided by cos.
Very good. That's it. So that's how we find tan. So I guess everybody is clear about that. Let's move on to solving questions. So what I have done here is the first 6 questions deals with your sample question paper, CBSE sample question paper. So first 3 from standard mathematics and the second set of 3 from basic mathematics. Okay. And then I have picked up questions from exercise and exemplar. So, yeah. So the first question is from mathematics standard. How many of you here are from, have chosen mathematics standard?
Everyone, ma'am.
Everyone. Oh, everyone in your school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. So, and one more thing, if you have gone through the sample question paper, there are only 2 sections where applications of trigonometry come. One is 3-mark questions, and there is a odd choice. And another one is 4-mark questions, which is a case study based question. The first question, let's start. 2 vertical poles of different heights is standing 20 meters away from each other on the level ground. The angle of elevation of the top of the first pole from the foot of the second pole is 60 degrees. So let's draw 2 poles and of varying length. and it is standing on a level ground. I guess you can draw simultaneously. Children who are watching in YouTube also draw the diagram simultaneously as I do. So we are watching one of the poles from the foot of another pole. And the angle made is 60 degree. And angle of elevation of top of the second pole from the foot of the first pole is 30 degree. Find the difference in two heights. Let's first draw the basic figure and then we'll mark the angle. I will say why. This is obviously 90 degree because the poles are going to stand vertically. I mean, it is going to stand as an altitude towards the ground. Now, where do you think 30 comes and where do you think 60 comes? Let me name the angles. Angle ACB is one of the elevation angle and angle DBC is another elevation angle. So which one do you think is 30 and which one is 60? And why? Okay, let me ask you, suppose you're standing, I mean, you're in your place and you're looking at some object. Okay, look at some object above you, which is above you, opposite to you, above you. Now look at the ceiling. Now look at the ceiling. So did your angle of elevation increase or decrease?
Increase.
Increase.
Increase. So first, with
Increase.
respect to the first object, how is the height of the ceiling? Is it more or less?
More.
More. So more the height of the object dash the angle of elevation. What do you say?
More the angle of
More
elevation.
the angle of elevation, right? You tilt your head a lot to look at it, which means angle of elevation is increasing. So how much is ACB?
60 degree.
30 or 60?
30 degree. ma'am.
30 degree, ma'am.
DCB is going to be 60 degree. I mean DBC. Let's mark the heights as height 1 and height 2 and let the base be same. Or you can keep it as BC as you wish. So what are we supposed to find? The difference between the heights of two poles, which means we are supposed to find H2 minus H1. So as soon as you see the image, what are the values involved in it to calculate? What do you think? Which trigonometric ratio do you think will be useful here?
And ma'am.
Tan, obviously, because AC and DB are of no use. We don't want the hypotenuse. We are talking only about the opposite and adjacent. So let's take first the triangle ABC. In that, tan 30 degree is going to be AB by BC, which is 1 upon root 3 is equal to AB is H1 upon base. So let's write base is equal to root 3 H1. Next, in triangle DBC, that is our second right angle triangle. In that, tan 60 is going to be H2 upon base. What's tan 60?
Root 3.
Root 3. Very good. So root 3 is equal to H2 upon base, or base is equal to H2 upon root 3. Let this be 2. Done till here? Did you also get the same? I'm sorry, is it given 20 meter away? We didn't include that, children. We can include the base. The base value is given. Two vertical poles of different heights are standing 20 meter away from each other. So please include that. This is 20 meter. So find H1. Similarly, here also H2 by BC. H2 by BC is 20 meter. Find H2. Are you getting H1 as 20 upon root 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. What about H2?
Is it 20 root 3, ma'am?
Yes, 20 root 3. So finally, what are we supposed to find? We have got a value, numerical value for both, but we are supposed to find the difference between. So H2 minus H1 is what we are supposed to find. So 20 root 3 minus 20 upon root 3. And there is a value given for root 3 as 1.73. But before that, I would suggest you to take LCM and rationalize the denominator. If the denominator is 1.73, it is difficult for us to calculate, right? So it's better to rationalize. So first take LCM, so which would give you whole divided by root 3. 20 into root 3 into root 3 is going to be 60 minus 20. So 40 upon root 3. How do you rationalize the denominator? Any one of you?
I think they conjugate, ma'am.
Denominator by root 3.
Yeah, I heard someone saying multiplying by conjugate. So that is helpful when the numerator has two combinations like root 3 minus 1 or root 3 plus 1. Okay, here we just multiply and divide by root 3. That's all. So 40 into root 3 upon 3. So you can multiply 40 into 1.73 and then divide it by 3. Find out the final answer. I'll give you 2 minutes time. Students who are watching the live can also share your answers through chat. You can either do 40 divided by 3 and then multiply by 1.73, or first multiply, then divide. It's up to you.
$23.06, ma'am.
Okay, good. 23.06 meter. Any doubt in the given part in the diagram, children? Because that is the important part in applications of trigonometry. If you draw the diagram right, your answer will obviously be right. So first step is diagram, then identifying which ratio, trigonometric ratio you're going to use. That's it. Your work is done. So any doubt in that diagram part of the first question?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good. Shall we move to the next?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this was an odd choice question in standard question paper. A boy 1.7 meter tall standing on a horizontal ground 50 meter away from a building. The angle of elevation of the top of the building from his eyes is 60 degree. Calculate the height of the building. So I think if I'm right, it is an NCERT question. Let's see. So first you all draw the diagram. I'll give you 1 minute time. Since I said diagram is very important, try to draw the diagram on your own. Adit, you have replied the answer, but please check your answer. The boy is 1.7 meter tall. He is also on the ground and the building is also on the ground, and he is 50 meter away from the ground, away from the building. And the angle of elevation is 60 degree. Okay, check your diagram when I draw it. 1.7 meter tall boy and a building. Let this be the ground. And this is the angle of elevation that he is watching. So let the boy be AB, say 1.7 meter. And height of the building, let's keep it as H, CD. So there should be one more line. Exactly why that one more line should come, because we need a horizontal line, right? From where he is watching. He's not watching from the ground. He's watching from his eye level. So draw the horizontal line as well. Give it a name. So the ground and the horizontal level are going to be parallel and equal to each other. And the boy's height AB and the distance EC are going to be equal to each other, since everything is 90 degree, right? Everything is 90 degree and it makes a rectangle, so opposite sides are equal. Hence, this is 1.7 meter. And we are supposed to find DC. So given AB is equal to 1.7 meter and the angle of elevation is 60 degree, which is angle DAE is equal to 60 degree. And we need to find height of the building DC. And again, here also I forgot 50 meter away from the building. So where should that 50 meter come? Which length is 50 meter
The
here?
ground level, ma'am.
Can you name the length?
BC, ma'am.
BC.
Very good, done. So if BC is 50 meter, obviously the opposite side AE is also going to be 50 meter. So which trigonometric ratio is helpful here?
Tan, ma'am.
Tan 60 degree.
Tan.
Yes, tan 60 degree is equal to DE upon 50. So root 3, as we said in the previous question, root 3 is equal to DE upon 50 meter. So DE is equal to 50 root 3 meter. Now I know this, but I need to find DC. So DC is nothing but DE plus EC. So 50 root 3. Root 3 value is given as 1.73 plus 1.7. Try not to use calculator. It will be helpful for you. Practice now itself.
Ma'am, is the answer 88.2 centimeter?
Very good, dear. Correct. 88.2 meter. I'll give you 1 minute time for others to complete. Yes, Kriti in YouTube, she has answered. Correct. Good. Shall we move forward? Does anyone need time? Any doubts? Okay, children. Fine. So the next question from standard question paper is the case-based question. So let's read it together. Trigonometry in the form of triangulation forms the basis of navigation, whether it is by land, sea, or air. GPS, a radio navigation system, helps to locate our position on Earth with the help of satellites. A guard stationed at the top of 240-meter high tower observed an unidentified boat coming towards it. A clinometer or inclinometer is an instrument used for measuring angles or slopes. The guard used the clinometer to measure the angle of depression of the boat coming towards the lighthouse and found it to be 30 degrees. You are supposed to make a labeled figure, which means a diagram, and you are going to calculate the distance of boat from the foot of the tower. First, draw the diagram. And before that, when we talk about navigation, today's Google Maps, it all comes under this navigation, right? There will be 3 major satellites running around the Earth. There are 24 satellites in total, but to locate one particular point, there are 3 satellites working together, which will form a triangulation. That's what is given here. And there, trigonometry is used again to measure the exact location. So that is what the first statement says. Yes, you can start the diagram, children. How much ever long the word problem is, your diagram is going to be always a what? Which triangle?
Right angle.
Right
Right
angle triangle.
However long the situation is, only right angle triangle is involved, as well as your job is to only identify which angle is given and which sides, opposite or adjacent, which is mentioned. That's all. I hope everybody has completed. If yes, check it with the screen. 240-meter tall tower, and using clinometer, as I discussed earlier what clinometer is. He is watching the boat coming towards the lighthouse, and that's the angle of depression. Remember, it's angle of depression. Does your diagram look like this? Give yourself 1 point. Very good. Okay, so if this is 30°, the horizontal line and the ground are parallel to each other, I have told you already. And considering AC as the transversal, we can say alternate interior angles are equal, which means your angle of elevation also becomes 30°. Do you all agree with this? Fine. So here now, since this is 30°, how are you supposed to calculate the distance of boat from the foot of the tower? First of all, which line segment represents the distance of boat from foot of the tower, assuming this as the boat?
It's a BC, ma'am.
BC, ma'am.
Yes, correct. BC. So BC is what we need to find. So which trigonometric ratio? Once again, it is
Tan.
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 Correct. Tan 30° is equal to AB upon BC. So tan 30°, as we all know, it's 1 upon √3 is equal to 240 meter upon BC. So BC is equal to 240 √3 meter. So if there is no value of √3 given, just keep it as such. The next question is actually interesting and actually application oriented. Let's see. After 10 minutes, the guard observed that the boat was approaching the tower and the distance from the tower is reduced by 240 into √3 minus 1 meter. He immediately raised the alarm. What was the new angle of depression of the boat from the top of the observation tower? So first of all, just tell me. The boat is approaching the tower. So am I supposed to draw like this or like this? Is it E or D? Which is correct?
E, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Since it is approaching the tower, it's moving towards it. Done. So this is going to be the new line of sight. Okay, and this is going to be the new depression angle. But they are saying the distance has been reduced by 240 into √3 minus 1. So how do you actually find BD from this? Let's see who can answer this correctly. You know BC and you know how much distance has been reduced by moving from C to D. So how would you find BD?
BC minus BD.
BC minus?
The distance which is given here, 240 to 3 minus 1.
Yes, correct, which is nothing but DC, right? That's how much that has been reduced. So Samaya has told BC is equal, I'm sorry. BD is what we need now, the base. BD is equal to BC minus DC. Can you all see how it works? First, we know what is BC, and the boat has moved from C to D, which means we are reducing the value of DC, the length of DC. So BC was 240 √3 meters minus DC is what is given now, 240 into √3 minus 1. Find out how much this is. Very good. Because it's 240 √3 and this minus 240 √3 gets cancelled. Only the positive 240 will remain. So 240, the base is 240 meter to the angle of depression. This is angle of depression, anyways angle of elevation is also going to be the same. So when you consider theta, opposite, adjacent, both are same. Okay, so let me take tan theta is equal to 240 meter by 240 meter. Opposite and adjacent. I get 1. So what do you think should be the value of theta?
45 degrees.
45 degrees.
45 degrees. That's the easiest angle, right? So 45 degrees is the answer. Has anyone already been through these questions, like solved these questions? You have? No, not yet. Okay. Any doubts? Anyone? You are representing the others who are watching also. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Vishal, do you have any doubt? No. Okay.
Ma'am, can you explain me from BD, ma'am, to find BD?
Yeah, sure.
Please.
I'm not able to. Okay, I'll redraw the diagram. This is what you're asking, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So the distance of boat from the tower was what we found earlier in the first question, through which we got BC value as 240 root 3, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now to find BD, they are saying now the boat is approaching the tower, which is moving towards the tower, and the distance from the tower is reduced by 240 into root 3 minus 1. So from here to here, it is getting reduced by 240 into root 3 minus 1. This is the reduced value. So obviously you will find BD by the total length BC and subtracting DC. Now is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Anisha. So next set of 3 questions are from what is it? Basic sample question paper, and also these are questions from NCERT as well. So it will be like a revision, thorough revision for you. A tree is broken due to storm in such a way that the top of the tree touches the ground and makes an angle of 30 degree. I'm sorry, this is degree with the ground. Length of the broken upper part of the tree is 8 meters. Find the height of the tree before it was broken. So first draw the diagram. I'll give you 1 minute time. The tree is broken and the top is touching the ground. I can see children answering in YouTube as well. Very good, children. Keep it up. Kishore, correct answer. Manya, good. Akshay, good. Keep it up. So I hope your diagram looks like this. This is the original tree. And from here, suppose if it is broken, it is bent down to touch the ground. So let's mark the height of the tree as AB. So maybe this A has fallen down. So I'll mark this as A dash. And from the point where it has fallen down as C. It is up to you how you mark. Now the actual question is, and we know it is making 30 degree with the this one ground, and length of the broken upper part is 8 meters. So which is the length of the broken upper part? Which line segment represents that? Yes, Yashni.
Is it AC, ma'am?
Is it? Yeah, AC, correct. 8 meter. And also?
CA dash, ma'am.
Yes, CA dash, because that is what has been fallen down, right? And that's why I marked that as A and this as A dash after it has fallen down. So that is the part that is being given. But to find is trickier. What is to be found here?
The whole height of the tree, ma'am.
So which one represents the whole height of the tree?
AB, ma'am.
AB, ma'am.
And AB has to be found by separating it into AC and BC. So AC is already known. The only one which we need to find is BC. So yes, you all can find the, I think you can find the solution within a minute. And here we are going to use,
Sine theta, ma'am.
very good, sine 30 degree. Sine 30 is what? 1 upon 2.
From base is 4 meter.
Which one, dear?
A dash and B.
A dash B. Did you find A dash B? Is it necessary? Only the height of the tree has been asked. So go for the height of the tree, BC.
BC is 4 meters, ma'am.
Very good, correct.
And the total height is 12 meter, ma'am.
Yes, correct. So AB is going to be, AC is 8 meter already, plus BC is 4 meters, so totally 12 meter. Yes, Madhav, correct. Kriti also correct. Very good. I think everybody has answered quickly. Very good. Let's move to the next question. This is the or choice of 3-mark question. Two poles of equal height are standing opposite to each other on either side of the road, 80 meter wide. From a point between them on the road, the angle of elevation of top of two poles are respectively 60 degree and 30 degree. Find the distance of the point from the two poles. Yeah, draw the diagram, and you should make sure exactly where you should mark 60 degree and where you should mark 30 degree. It depends on how your angle of elevation changes when you move closer to the object and you move away from the object. So what do you people think? When you move closer to the object, does the angle of elevation, suppose the object has been fixed, your clock, say your clock, you're watching your clock, okay? So when you move towards the clock, do you think angle of elevation will increase or decrease?
It will decrease, ma'am.
It will decrease. You will look
It
down.
will increase, ma'am.
It would increase.
Right, like even a tall building, when you move closer to it, you will look like you will tilt your head towards the back to look at the top. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So more the distance, dash the angle of distance, or less the distance. Let me ask like this: lesser the distance, dash the angle of elevation.
More the angle
More
of
the
elevation.
More
angle of
the angle of
elevation.
elevation. Very good. So accordingly, mark your 60 degree and 30 degree. Very good, Kishore. Correct. The angle of elevation will increase. So two poles, and the poles are of equal height. So make sure your diagram looks like this. And you are standing at a point, say over here. From here, you're watching the two poles. It is not at the midpoint, okay? Because you should know it by seeing the angle of elevation. They are varied. So the one closer will have the greatest angle of elevation, and the one away, which has more distance, will have the lesser angle of elevation. I hope your diagram looks like this. If yes, give yourself 1 point. How many of you got it right? Very
I
good.
got it right.
Very
I
good.
got
I
it.
got it right.
Good, good. Keep it up. So now we need to find the distance of the point from the poles. So what are we supposed to find? Can you name the length? Can you name the lengths that we need to find?
Is it BE
BE
and
and
EC?
BE and EC.
Yes, very good, correct. B and easy, no doubt, and easy. No doubt at all. Be confident in your answer. And let the heights of the tower be h and h since they are equal. That's going to help us here. And the road is 80-meter wide. Towers are on either side of the road. So if I fix BE, I'm going to write EC as 80 minus BE. Or if you fix EC, you're going to write the other side as 80 minus EC. It is up to you. And here, which trigonometric ratio will be helpful for us?
tan.
Tan, obviously, because hypotenuse is not included. So let us take in triangle DEC. Tan 30 degree is equal to h upon 80 minus BC. I have taken. You can even consider that as EC and take the other one another way. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3, h upon 80 minus BC. I'm sorry, did I write BC? BE. So h is equal to 80 minus BE divided by root 3. So this is where you need not beat around the bush. You should know which one I don't want, which one I want. I want only the distance between the 2 points, which means h I don't want. So if I don't want h, I'm going to keep h on the left hand side and everything else on the other side. I'm going to get another equation similarly, h on left hand side and other variables on the right hand side so that I can equate the right hand sides. So second, it's going to be triangle ABE, wherein tan 60 degree is going to be h upon BE. I'll keep BE as such because I've taken the previous one in terms of BE. Tan 60 is root 3 is equal to h upon BE. So h is equal to BE root 3. So this is why I have kept h on one side. Now I can equate 1 and 2 because both are in terms of h. H and h, left hand sides are equal. So obviously right hand side must be equal, balancing. So 80 minus BE upon root 3 is equal to BE root 3. To simplify this equation to get the value of BE,
BE is 20 centimeters.
okay, let me check. So root 3 goes over there to make 3BE and this BE comes to the other side. So positive BE, 3 times BE plus BE is going to make 4 times BE is equal to 80. So BE is equal to 20. Very good. 20 meters. So if BE is 20 meters, how much is EC?
60 meters.
60. That's it. I'll give 2 minutes time for others. Adit, very good. Correct, Adit. Keep it up. You've answered quickly. So EC is going to be 80 minus 20, 60 meters. So which value you don't want at the end, you're going to keep that as left hand side and equate the right hand sides. That's the hint throughout this application of trigonometry. Anywhere when you have variables on either side, like h is also unknown, the base part is also unknown. So in that case, you can keep the one which you don't need in the left hand side. So we'll do one last question. The case study question in the basic paper. A lighthouse is a tall tower with light near the top. These are often built on islands, coasts, or on cliffs. Lighthouses on water surface act as a navigational aid to the mariners and send warning to boats and ships for danger. Initially, wood, coal would be used as illuminators. Gradually, it was replaced by candles, lanterns, electric lights. Nowadays, they are run by missions and remote monitoring. Bronx Reef Lighthouse of Mumbai was constructed in 1874 to 75. It is approximately 40 meters high and its beam can be seen at a distance of 30 kilometers. So a radii of 30 kilometers is covered by this lighthouse. A ship and a boat are coming towards the lighthouse from opposite directions. Angles of depression of flashlight from the lighthouse of the boat and the ship are 30° and 60° respectively, as given in the diagram. So since diagram is already given, you can quickly answer. Which of the two, boat or the ship, is nearer to the lighthouse? So this you need not even calculate. You can tell orally with the concept that I told you in the previous question. If this is 60, it's going to be 60. 1 second, children. This is 30, is going to be 30. Now say. Which is nearer to the lighthouse?
Ship is nearer.
Ship.
Why?
Lesser the distance, more the angle.
Very good. So I have told you, more the angle of elevation, less the distance you are from the object. So the ship is nearer to the lighthouse. Very good. Find its distance from the lighthouse. You are supposed to find this, and the height of the tower is 40 meters. Lighthouse is 40 meters. Can you find it quickly?
Is it 40 upon root 3, ma'am?
Is it 40 upon root 3? Which ratio did you use?
Tan 60, ma'am.
Tan 60, correct. Tan 60 is equal to 40 upon BC. Tan 60 is root 3. Yes, dear, you are right. BC is equal to 40 upon root 3. Very good, done. Next, last question. Find the time taken by the boat to reach the lighthouse if it is moving at the rate of 20 km per hour. Okay, here comes the speed and time. So how is speed and time related to distance? How are those three related? What's the connection between them?
Speed is equal to distance by time, ma'am.
Very good. Speed is equal to distance by time. Or else here in trigonometry, or even if you take what is, okay, fine. In trigonometry, we are talking only about distances, right? So let's take in terms of distance, I can write it as speed into time. Fine. So I'm going to name the distance as distance BC. Find the time taken by the boat. Okay, we are talking about the boat here. Find the time taken by the boat to reach the lighthouse if it is moving at the rate of 20 km per hour. So if distance is equal to speed into time, I can write this distance as 20 km per hour into, suppose I don't know the time, take it as t. Can I do this? Can I write the measurement as 20 into t? Speed into time? Okay, so now I have a base, I have a height, I have an angle. So combine them with tan 30 degree. Tan 30 degree is equal to 40 meter upon 20 kilometer per hour into time. But now what is the problem here? What problem do you see here? Anything differs in the numerator and denominator? If yes, what is it? Yes, we shall give it a try. It's okay if it is wrong.
Meter and kilometer.
Yes, you are right. Correct. Meter and kilometer. So I need to convert one in terms of the other. Let me convert kilometer to meter, which is easier, just multiplying by 1000. And automatically in physics, you have learned kilometer per hour. If you convert to meter, you will change the hour also in terms of minutes. Meter per minute. That's standard, right? Kilometer is per hour and meter is per minute. So you need to change the hour also. Let's see how. So 20 kilometer is 20 into 1000 meters divided by 1 hour can be written as 60 minutes into time. This is going to be your tan 30 degree. And tan 30 is 1 upon root 3. So 40 meter divided by, you can simplify here itself, 1000 meter per minute upon 3 into time taken. So simplify everything, bring time to the left-hand side. What happens to this per minute? It's in denominator and it is per minute. So where does it come now? Meter per minute. So what is the final unit of this answer? What do you do when you have a fraction in the denominator, children? How do you simplify it? Suppose 1 by 2 upon 3 by 4. How do you simplify it? What happened?
By reciprocal.
Yes, correct. So 1 by 2 into 4 by 3 you will do, right? Similarly, units also you should treat in the same way. So meter per minute, you can convert into minute per meter and bring it to the numerator. This unit conversion alone I'm doing separately and showing it to you. So meter gets cancelled. So your final value is going to only involve minute. Obviously, because we are finding time. Find out and tell me your final answer. Kishore, very good. I can see you actively participating and your answers are also right. Very good. Keep it up. Lokesh, very good.
Is it 2.082?
Did you convert the value of root 3?
Yes.
Okay, fine. I didn't, so I'll check it and tell you. See, that's what I told you. If the root 3 value is not given, do not convert it. That's not necessary. What did you say, Samaya? What is your answer?
2.082.
2.082. I'm getting 0.2076. So only simplify. Let's simplify and see. 2, 50, and again 25. So 3 root 3 upon 25 minutes. Enough. Just simplifying till here is enough. So one quick recap of the second subdivision alone. So find the time taken by the boat to reach the lighthouse if it is moving at the rate of 20 km per hour. So boat is on your left hand side and the angle of elevation is 30 degree. I have just written the speed in terms of distance, like distance is equal to speed into time taken, because that's what we talk about. Only the length measurements we talk about. So, and the height of that lighthouse is also known. It is 40 meter. So I take tan 30 degree in triangle ADB. Tan 30 degree is going to be 40 meter opposite upon adjacent, which is 20 kilometer per hour into time. And changing the units, as Vishal said, kilometer to meter we have multiplied by 1000, and hour to minute we have multiplied by 60. Or in this case, since it is per hour, we have divided by 60 minutes into time taken. So when you simplify thoroughly towards the end, you're going to get your final answer in terms of minutes. Done, children? Okay. So I just want you to attend this small quiz. It's going to be interesting. Just a minute. Can you all please log in to this website, joinmyquiz.com. joinmyquiz.com and it will show you quizzes. QUIZZIZ, and it will ask you for the code. Enter the code. Did you join? Did you enter the code, children? Did you get the screen? Okay, Vishal has joined. I can see in my device. Adit has joined. Yashni, will you be able to join?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, you are Samanya.
I'm trying on.
Okay, Anisha. Anisha has joined. Samvardika, can you join here? And the ones who are watching in YouTube also, please join this quiz. Madhav has joined.
Trying, ma'am.
Yeah, try. Samanya has joined. Yashni has joined. Let's wait for 2 more minutes. So just 15 questions, and the first set of 7 to 8 questions will be just like quick answers. Just 5 seconds, 10-second answers. Preeti has joined. Devika has joined. Samvardika. Let's see if one more person joins, then 10 people. You'll have 10. You can also join when the quiz is going on, so no problem. One more person. Fine. Okay, let's start. Let's not waste time. Let's see who comes on top of the leaderboard.
Ma'am,
Yes, dear.
my website just got stuck, ma'am. It's not coming, ma'am.
Okay, it's okay. Whenever it comes back, you give it a try.
Yes, ma'am.
So now Adit, Devika, Vishal are competing. Let's see. Vishal, how many questions have you completed? Any idea?
9 completed, ma'am, out of
Okay.
15.
Did the questions come randomly or in order?
It comes in an order, ma'am.
Okay, done.
Yes, ma'am.
So I guess in standard, we can give 3 minutes time to everyone. I think one of the 10th question doesn't have the angle properly. I'm sorry, my bad. So we can ignore that question. Vishal has completed. Have you completed, Vishal? Not yet.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good.
No, ma'am, I have last one
You
question.
have one last one. Okay. Now Adit is on top with 8,130 points. But Samanya and Anisha has the longest streak, which means they have answered correctly simultaneous questions. Now Samanya is on top. Last 1 minute. Try to finish the quiz. Okay, Vishal, have you done? And have you completed?
Yes, ma'am, I have completed.
What about Samanya?
I'm still doing it.
Okay. Vishal stays in position 2. How many exact questions did you get correct, Vishal?
10 correct, ma'am.
10 correct. Very good.
Yes.
We can ignore that one with the 42-degree angle. So 10 on 14. Okay, children, I guess we can stop. Time up. Many questions were very easy. Very good. You all have done well. Adit, Vishal, Samanya, Madhav, Devika, Anisha, everybody, participation is very important. Okay, children. Hope you had a knowledgeable session and enjoyed it. I had fun with you all. Thank you, everyone.